positive affirmations. An affirmation is a comment, statement, or any thought that has been repeatedly registered in our minds to such an extent it has become part of our belief system. Once it becomes part of our belief system, a whole spectrum of feelings belonging to that affirmation are born, and these shape how we see ourselves and the world. When we begin our life journey, we are as children very accepting of the information that we are offered. We do not at that time have the maturity, sophistication, or discrimination to effectively analyze or challenge what we are presented with. And so, we are shaped by the feedback we get from the world. We are like sponges in our formative years. We accept the description our actions are given, especially if we hear them from those we hold in high regard, such as our parents, guardians, and teachers. Therefore, if we were to make a mistake or cause an accident, and our behavior was described as stupid or clumsy, this comment would register in our minds, causing a negative sense of self to develop. And if this labeling of our actions is used to describe future mishaps, then that labeling of our actions will further distort our self-image and self-worth. It is important to understand that whether an affirmation is true or false, valid or invalid, is secondary as far as the affirmation principle is concerned. Because if the thought, judgment, or statement is presented often enough, especially in the developing years, then the mind gradually integrates it and accepts it. And in time, it becomes part of one's reality, influencing perception, attitude, moods, and personality. When the affirmation is eventually afforded the status of a feeling, it then has the capacity to come and go as it pleases. At this point, the individual will not need to be told or reminded that they are clumsy or stupid. They will have absorbed it sufficiently to not only feel clumsy or stupid, they will now act in that way. Positive affirmations are crucial if we are to create a healthy mental environment in which thoughts that are positive, uplifting, and empowering can lift the human spirit. If a high proportion of the thoughts that live inside our heads are negative, then we are dragged down by that negative climate, as such thoughts become feelings of low self-worth, which perpetuate a narrow, critical view of oneself and the world. This in turn saps us of our ability to achieve our goals. The reason affirmations, whatever their complexion, become beliefs is based on the principle of repetition. Therefore, any notion only has to be repeated often enough to become an accepted member of our community of thoughts and feelings. Whether it is rooted in the truth or falsehood matters little, because unless we have developed an immunity to negative influences, it is the repetition of that affirmation that ultimately leaves its imprint on our minds. Therefore, the way to create a climate in which positive thoughts and feelings can develop is to apply the principle on which all affirmations are based. That is, repetitive thought. We need to realize that with repetitive thought, we can overturn any negative, self-limiting tendencies. If we think about ourselves often enough in a positive way, then we will become positive and fulfilled. If your life is now flowing in a negative direction, just consider how much of your current thinking is negative, doubtful, pessimistic, and self-defeating, and therefore contributing to your present state of being. The process of reversing the train of negative thoughts is one that often meets with resistance from within because of how long many of our negative perceptions, thoughts, and feelings have been in place. This resistance from the subconscious mind can be diminished and then transcended by placing the phrase "I can" in front of any positive affirmation. After beginning with "I can," we can later progress to "I will," which is further along the affirmation scale. "I will" brings us closer to the positive state we are aspiring to achieve. The ultimate prefix for any affirmation is "I am." This clearly indicates to the subconscious that I am what the affirmation suggests. And this is why "I am" can cause the most resistance and doubt when starting out on the positive affirmation trail, because it tells the subconscious we are something we have yet to fully demonstrate in how we think and act. So, the subconscious understandably wrestles with this contradiction. With persistence and patience, then the opposition will gradually evaporate, and in their place will emerge a fertile mind, able to produce a harvest of thoughts and feelings that are healthy, positive, and empowering. So take the first step now to creating a new life for yourself. For the next 15 minutes or so, feed your mind with a diet of uplifting, positive thoughts so that you may experience the liberation and empowerment of positive thinking. Realize that for this act to have lasting and irreversible effects on your life, it needs to be a regular feature of your existence. The best affirmations are those you create for yourself, those affirmations that are in line with your deficiencies and your needs. Here are some that will help you on your way. So repeat each phrase in your mind or out loud. And remember, repetition is the key.